Welcome to Second Edition. I'm Josh McCord.
And I'm Brie Boucher. Coming up on today's show, Nate's Niso Center held their annual end-of-semester TP raising.
And Edmonton staple Old Strathcona Antique Mall is being put up for sale.
But first, the City of Edmonton is removing the physical ePark payment machines. The City of Edmonton is removing physical ePark payment machines and moving to a mobile-only payment system. Starting April 14th, the City of Edmonton will begin removing ePark machines and transition to a mobile-only payment system. Paid street parking and city parkades will only accept payments made through the Hotspot app or website. Currently, ePark machines only accept Magnetic Stripe credit cards, and upgrading them would cost $2.8 billion. NAIT students who use ePark have mixed reactions on the decision.
I'm not a big fan. I'd like to keep the machines. I know a lot of people use the machines and a lot of people don't use the apps, right?
I guess it helps out with people who don't really know how to use these machines or more likely rather have to use their phone, but it is disappointing to see these go.
It's going to be tough, for everybody. I think, not even just myself who uses my card, but there's people who still use cash and coins.
The removal of machines will begin in downtown on May 15th and continue in other areas by May 31st.
The Old Strathcona Antique Mall is up for sale, and many are wondering what's next for the antique store. The store is the largest in Western Alberta and has been cherished by the community since 1997. It has vendors selling various items ranging from action figures to flashy jewelry. The owners are hoping to step away from their management positions and let someone else take ownership.
This is a thriving business. It's a destination for Edmonton, for Albertans, lots of people from out of town. So what we're hoping, what we're anticipating is that any new owner will come in with the same energy and try to keep it as a destination for Edmonton and Old Strathcona, and who knows, hopefully they have some improvements as well.
Right-hand and other manager Bobby Weidel hopes the store remains relatively the same and stay in the antique mall. They are to remain open until the new owners take over the business, allowing customers to continue shopping at the store.
Nate's Niso Center held their annual year-end TP raising with cultural advisor Lonnie Potts.
We could start putting these on the main.
The event was held in the Cat Crossing on Nate's main campus last Thursday to recognize and celebrate the achievements of Indigenous students. The Niso Center hosts a TP raising at the end of the semester to honor Indigenous students wherever they are in their educational journey.
The significance is to demonstrate sharing of cultures and to ask for help. And that's what we had here today. There's a lot of our community here to share that responsibility, and that's what it takes to create a safe community.
The TP raising aims to share the teachings and foundations of Indigenous peoples in a welcoming space where everyone can learn. Another TP will be raised in the fall for Aboriginal Culture Day.
Over 15,000 square feet of orchids were seen at the Enjoy Center in St. Albert last Friday. Displays of flowers were seen all over the top of the Enjoy Center. Hosted by the nonprofit Orchid Society of Canada, they hope to advance the hobby of orchid growing around the country, with their focus on showing how easy it is to grow these plants, hosting events like contests for the best orchid and the best illustration.
Well, in general, the Orchid Society tool is to disseminate orchid information and will support orchid conservation, and it's a great social group as well.
The event had around 30,000 species of different orchids being shown, with many vendors and different contests for guests to enter. Many attended the event to take pictures and surround themselves with these colorful flowers. After the break, we hear from a technical producer on the future of the sports broadcasting industry.
And we go to a technical expert regarding the advancements of artificial intelligence.
We also see how a high school production can bring together a community.
Television is rapidly changing as we know it every day.
That's right, Bree, and consumers are finding new ways to watch, but production is evolving with it. Tia Thorpe has more.
Television production has been changing continuously, specifically in sports entertainment. I had the chance to sit down with a technical producer and get his insights and experiences on the future of sports broadcasting.
What do you do as a technical broadcaster?
Basically, I'm in charge of all the technical facilities. So the TV truck, all the cameras, all the sound equipment, and also in charge of the crew, so to make sure that everybody's there and everybody's doing their job and setting up for the event.
What has been your favorite event working as a technical producer?
Well, I've done literally hundreds of events all over the world, but I think one of my favorites is probably the 2004 Summer Olympics, and they were in Athens, so it was very surreal being there.
In the last decade, what is the most significant change in technical broadcasting?
When I started in television, all the signal processing, video and audio was in analog, and in 1998, everybody converted to digital, but it was still NTSC. It wasn't HD yet. And then the second phase of that, after everything went digital from analog, about 6 years later, that's when HD came out in about 2004. And high definition really boosted the television viewing capability.
What do you think the industry will look like in future years?
I mean, we've gone to 4K now in a lot of events. Blue Jay Baseball is done in 4K. Some of the events I've done is in 4K. For instance, the G7 Summit and events like that go in extra high resolution. I've done World Cup Soccer in actual 8K, which was done in 8K and fed to Japan. And what they would do is they would project the game in 8K in a theater, so a massive screen, and then sell tickets. But 8K events are on the horizon. With the advent of digital television, it's been very innovative. And of course now, a lot of things are streamed on demand. The audience, in essence, watching normal television has been really fragmented because young people mostly are watching television or events or streaming it live or whenever they want. So a lot of innovative television.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
After hearing from someone with decades of experience in sports broadcasting, it really shines light in how the industry and production will always be changing. I'm Tia Thorpe with Second Edition.
With the growth of AI over the years, people are asking questions.
Today, we asked a local expert to share his knowledge. Gordon Haggerty has more.
Hello, I'm Gordon Haggerty with Second Edition. Randy Goebel is an expert in AI and one of the 4 founding members of the Alberta Machine Intelligence Institute. He's also a professor of computer sciences at the University of Alberta, and today I will ask him his opinion on AI.
Thank you for joining me.
Thanks for being here.
And what is your stance on artificial intelligence?
I've always been interested in artificial intelligence. That is, first distinguish between natural intelligence that we associate with humans and artificial intelligence and all of its derivative phrases like artificial general intelligence. So the pursuit of the AI scientist as a computer scientist is to understand how to capture and deploy knowledge by machines. So machines need to be able to know, and they need to be able to reason in context in the environment to take on tasks.
How would you address the security concerns that people have over being able to tell AI from real video?
So if malevolent agents in the world, whether they be individuals or organizations or governments or whatever they are, choose to use misinformation to their own advantage, the best we can do is always mount the public education to say, here's how you can assess whether things are misinformation or not. That's probably the best we can do. And it's a laddering game. It's like the strength of your bicycle lock. Is if your bicycle lock is at a certain strength, then the crooks who really want your bike will invent a new way of breaking that. And then you'll invent a new bicycle lock, and then they'll invent a new way of breaking that. So that's a good analogy with this notion of security and misinformation.
And what do you think the future of artificial intelligence looks like?
Generally speaking, what we want to do is build artificial intelligence agents that collaborate with humans to help us improve the human condition, much in the same way that a more sophisticated tool like a radial arm saw versus a handsaw for a carpenter allows them to more efficiently, more rapidly, to achieve construction in a way that they didn't anticipate before.
Thank you, Randy, for your time, and hopefully this helps you to understand this mysterious machine. With Second Edition, I'm Gordon Haggerty.
The world of theater can be a massive team and community effort.
In small town Sylvan Lake, this high school theater production not only brings the community together, but equips students with the toolkit for their futures. Gage Russell has more.
Given we live in Edmonton, it's easy to lose sight of the smaller communities, like Sylvan Lake here. But it is a small but mighty community. Just right now, they're in the process of getting ready to perform a record-selling drama production in the H.J. Cody School's history. Today, I sat down with Alyssa Latimer, the director of this program, to find out how this brings the community together and how it can help the students with their future. How big is community input and help in a project like this?
Community and input is just this massive component of really finding support through that Lake or Sylvan Lake community. So we have everything from our parents helping out. One of our moms is the key costumer in this piece. But we also have our set builders with Outback Lawn Maintenance being some of our main contributors that help guide the students in building our set in one entire day. So it's a really exciting opportunity for the community to lend a hand, but also get to see their final work and enjoy the kids in the only high school we have in Sylvan Lake putting on a show in the only theater we have in Sylvan Lake.
How are students able to balance their school life and the show life?
So this show is, of course, a accredited course, but students are able to do things like studying when they're backstage. They are often called only certain nights when they have to be blocking or doing specific rehearsals. And so on those nights that they're not called in their evening shows, they have other nights to get caught up in work, and we are keeping in mind how do we do that balance by checking in with their teachers as well.
Does this help them with any skills in the future?
These skills are really helpful for supporting the students. They learn everything from how to speak off the cuff to improving when things don't go quite right, but they also really learn the skills of collaboration and working with a team. And without those skills, there is no future. And so these are those foundational skills that are going to help them in almost any job.
With a community and a program as big as this, size truly does not matter. This has been Gage Russell with Second Edition.
After the break, we learned how to buy video games at an affordable price,
as well as learning about some simple ways to work out at home.
Welcome back to Second Edition. We'll be showing you some easy ways to work out at home.
But before that, we're going to hear from Carter Bell on the best ways to buy video games at an affordable price.
Oh, hey guys. Gage Russell with Second Edition. I know I was on here previously, but I'm just here to play some games. So if you want to stay and watch, then be my guest. But I'm not going anywhere.
What's going on here, Gage? What are you doing?
Oh, hey Carter. You left your front door open, and I thought I'd let myself in. Saw a couple things here and there, you know.
Well, Gage, this is my segment. This is my time. You can get out. You already had your time to sign.
All right, man. I'm going. Gosh.
Jeez. All right. Anyways, this is Carter's Second Edition, and today I'm going to tell you on ways to save money while collecting games. And I will go through one digital method and one physical method. And there's so many websites to choose from, whether it be Kijiji if you want to have a little bit of a venture, or Plaza if you want to do some importing. But I'm going to go with the site that almost all of you are prefer to use, Amazon. We're going to look for a game, and we'll do NHL 2014, and ooh, that's $70. But that's not the only price, and Amazon will trick a lot of people. You go down to here, you click on all sellers, and oh, look at that! $10. Free shipping. Nice. And easy mode looks like this. $37 for 10 games. Very easy. I could have gone lower if I didn't get the collector's edition of NBA, but I was feeling fancy. And this is what a normal one looks like. Me, I got half of his whole series on the PS4. That was $40. If we go for the net total of this one, this was only $110. For 5 games, a steal. And for a classic console, I'd probably recommend to collect for the PS2. And for modern consoles, I would recommend the Nintendo Switch. And the PS2 has such a vast library of games of all different genres, very affordable for the most part, sometimes not on the other part, but you would be collecting for a long time if you decide to go for the PS2. And the Nintendo Switch is a great modern one because it has a huge library of many different compilations. It's portable, so you can use it on the go, which is always a great thing. As you can see, I love collecting. It's one of my favorite things in the world. This is Carter Second Edition, signing out.
I'm Avery Stenson with Second Edition. Exam season has arrived and it's a very stressful time for a lot of students, spending hours and hours in their rooms studying and worrying over tests, not getting any physical activity. So I'm here to give you a real quick workout that can be done at home to release some stress and take a step away from the studying so that give your mind a break. Our first exercise is going to be push-ups. Pretty simple baseline exercise. You want to keep your hands directly below your shoulders and try to keep your elbows straight back. Now, if you find this too hard, go on your knees and it'll take weight off. If this is already easy for them, I recommend adding weight to your back. Now that push-ups are done, we're going to work on our triceps. We're going to be doing dips. All you need is a chair or a couch, just something with a ledge that you can put your hands on, and then you're going to bring your feet all the way out, full extension until you're on your heels, then dip down. If you can't do it from that far, you can bring your legs in, so there's a little less weight. If it's too easy, you can lift one leg up, or you can add weight onto your lap. Okay, so first variation, goblet squats, right? We're gonna have hands out in front of you. You can add weight here and just hold it in front of your chest. Important things to note are keeping your chest tall. If there's a mirror in front of you, you should be able to read the words on your t-shirt. And the other important thing is hinge your hips back and then go down. Try to get your legs to a 90 degree and then come right back up. Okay, now that you're done your front squats, we're gonna move on to split squats. Now, to get set up for this, what you're gonna wanna do is put one foot all the way out from where you're sitting, and that'll have you in a perfect balanced position to put your other foot back up. If you want an easier variation, you can, instead of putting your foot up on your couch or bench, you can just leave it on the ground and do a normal lunge. We're gonna move on to our last exercise, a dumbbell row to grow our back. And you only need a few items. A simple backpack loaded up with however much weight you want to put in there, and something to lean on. I have a nice foldable chair that's pretty sturdy. You want to come slightly back and pull up, kind of making a 90 degrees with your elbow. And on the way down, make sure to go slowly and really let the stretch engage throughout your back. Now that I'm done showing you the workout, it's your turn to do it. Add in whatever pieces you want and take out things you don't like. Remember, health is a personal journey. But most importantly, just get it done once, maybe twice a day. It's a great way to break up the studying and relieve some stress by getting some energy out into the world. I'm Avery Stenson, Second Edition.
Hi, I'm Sarah Shadewasser, and with summer coming up, I'm going to show you how you can start bouldering to get the perfect summer tone quickly. First, I'm going to be talking about what you should be wearing while climbing. A lot of people I know like to wear baggy pants, baggy tops, just for movement and mobility, but the best clothes you have is the ones you're most comfortable in. I know people that climb in jeans, people that climb in shorts or leggings, so it's really up to you and what you feel comfortable in. Second, shoes matter. I started climbing on the Scarpa Helixes and recently upgraded to the La Sportiva Otakis. But if you're just starting out and you don't want to invest, rentals are just fine. Next, you're going to want to warm up before you hit the wall. The two most important muscles to be warming up are your arms and your hips. So to warm up your arms, you're really just going to want to keep your elbows close to your sides and do little circles with your hands. This is going to prevent you from getting really pumped on the wall and your muscles from locking up while you're climbing. Next, to exercise your hips, you're gonna wanna do a lot of lunges and sit on the ground, try and touch your toes, and then do butterfly sits, where you push your hips down and try and work those hip muscles. Next, let's get climbing. There's about 3 different styles that are set in most gyms today. Number 1 is gonna be overhang and cave climbs. These are gonna be where you're at a pretty significant angle, and it's mostly working out your core and your arms. So if you're wanting to build muscle tone quickly, these climbs might be for you. Next is gonna be slab. Slab is pretty flat walls and pretty small holds. So if you have finger strength or wanna work on your finger strength, slab might be for you. This type of climbing requires a lot more technique and relies more heavily on your legs than your arms. The third type of climbing is comp climbing. And this is kind of exactly what you might think. This is routes set for competition. These climbs have a lot of dynamic moves, which just kind of means a lot of jumping and a lot of tension with your body. Obviously, there's endless combinations of all of these routes and more. If you want to get full definition of your whole body, I would say you should be focusing on all types and styles of routes to really define your arms, your legs, and your core. Sometimes the hardest part of doing any new activity or sport is just going out and doing it. So anytime you finish a session, no matter how many routes you sent or how sore your body is, you should feel proud of yourself. I would say I started to see definition within a month. For Second Edition, I'm Sarah Shablosser.
Well, that's all we have for Second Edition.
We'll see you next week for our final show of the season.